Well, howdy, folks. Another day, another crime. It's Mr. X here. Today's joyful topic, we get to talk about the Clinton email probe, or more specifically, what FBI Director James Comey just said today. Or yesterday, depending upon when this gets uploaded to YouTube. So today, it is July 5th. And for those of you who are not in the know, FBI Director James Comey just announced that the agency is not recommending to the Justice Department that they bring charges against Hillary Clinton. Really? Really? Now, I know that the Hillary Clinton email scandal has been a political hot potato for the FBI. They didn't really want it. They've tried to pass the buck a couple times, but in the past, it seems like words from agents involved, legal experts that aren't on Hillary's payroll, and various other sources that the FBI would be forced into laying charges against Hillary. Or at the very least, I figured that they would try to delay this until either she got elected or Trump won out, in which case Obama would just give her a pardon anyway, and that would be the end of it. But to flat out just come out and say that she's not guilty of any charges, she is guilty of charges. They're just not recommending that she be charged with a crime, which makes even less sense. I mean, here's from Politico. This is quoted directly from FBI Director James Comey, and this is, and I quote, "Although we did not find clear evidence that Secretary Clinton or her colleagues intended to violate laws governing the handling of classified information, there is information that they were extremely careless in their handling of very sensitive, highly classified information." Going on later, he also added, "Although there is evidence of potential violations of the statutes regarding the handling of classified information, our judgment is that no reasonable prosecutor would bring such a case. Prosecutors necessarily weigh a number of factors before deciding whether to bring charges." That last bit isn't directly applicable to what we're talking about at this second, but the fact is they have stated that she did mishandle classified information. According to Andrew McCarthy from The Corner, who put in section, who's the source I got this from, section 793, and then in parentheses F of the Federal Penal Code, Title 18, with lawful, is the section that she is guilty of. And then she had, with willful access to highly classified information, she acted with gross negligence in removing and causing it to be removed from its proper place of custody, and she transmitted it and caused it to be transmitted to others not authorized to have it in patent violation of her trust. That's Andrew McCarthy from The Corner. So she's obviously broken the law here, and several other people have been charged under the same statute as well. I remember Chelsea Manning, for those of you who do not know, also previously Private Bradley known as Private Bradley Manning. He was the U.S. Army private that leaked all that information back in Afghanistan in, I forget which year. And one of the big bits was that it went to WikiLeaks. They got that helicopter gun cam footage of a U.S. air crew apparently murdering a bunch of civilians. Big scandal. He went to jail, she went to jail for violation of the Espionage Act. General David Petraeus, he got charged as a felon. I believe he pleaded guilty, though, to the charges so he didn't have to serve jail time because his mistress got a hold of classified information. I mean, these are two people whose actions, at least in the case of Chelsea Manning, was because, even though she was a little bit deluded, thought she was doing something good for the country. In the case of General Petraeus, it was just plain bad luck and stupidity that got him in trouble. But in her case, willful transmission of classified information to outside parties. And again, as per Andrew McCarthy, caused others to retransmit classified information. And this is a week after, too. The Department of Justice head, Loretta Lynch, met on that plane accidentally with Bill Clinton. I mean, really? A week later, then Hillary is getting exonerated from all charges against her, essentially. This last bit from the end of the FBI director's speech was especially hilarious as I was reading it. That, where is it? Oh, here we are. I thought I had it highlighted. But essentially I'll paraphrase because I cannot find the highlighted section that I had in my notes for this. He paraphrased that this was a purely open and non-biased investigation panel, which he's a Republican, I believe he's attributed to being, so at least he's not a Democrat, which would make this even more suspicious. Not that already isn't suspicious enough that Hillary Clinton got her tentacles into him. Somehow he had to have been bought off or told to shut up. I mean, this comes the day, too, that Obama finally starts doing the campaign trail with Hillary. And that's disgusting enough. We're now paying U.S. tax dollars. My tax dollars are going to her campaigning so she can sit behind a President of the United States seal while she delivers a speech to people. Really? And this garbage is now okay, according to the FBI. In reference to, as I said, David Petraeus and Bradley Manning, or not directly, but I associate it directly with that because he added also in his speech, although there's again, another one. In prosecuting similar cases, commonly noted that past instances have involved some combination of clearly intentional and willful mishandling of classified information or vast quantities of information exposed in such a way as to support an inference of intentional misconduct or indications of disloyalty to the United States or efforts to obstruct justice. I mean, this seems to fit the Hillary Clinton email scandal right here. But he lets her off by saying there was no willful intention to cause harm to the United States of America. Okay? Listen to this again. He says that because she had no willing intention to cause harm to the people of the United States of America, there will be no charges levied against her. To give a parallel, in essentially what this is a murder case. You doing something stupid, you playing with fireworks, accidentally kill your buddy. Do they charge you with homicide? No, because it was not your intention to kill the guy, but there are several other laws they can charge you with. Mainly negligent homicide, that any sane person should have known better not to do the stupid thing and resulted in the death of another person. There's not a intentional desire to kill somebody, but you would still be thrown in jail for it. Essentially, this is the same thing. She was not intentionally trying to just cause damage to the United States, but she should have known better. She was in a position of trust to handle classified information. And did she handle it properly? No. She just transmitted it willy-nilly out there, and now who knows who stole it? As Trump said in the past, our enemies now have a blackmail file on her. Not even our enemies. Some of our friends now have a blackmail file on her that they could use to probably force her to make decisions not in the interest of America, but in whatever twisted desires they have. I mean, look at Britain. They're part of the Five Eyes community. They could decide one day, you know what, we don't like this trade deal that America just proposed. We would like a slightly better stake and say that, hey, in this, so you know what, Hillary, either let us have these better options or you know what, we're going to release this to the public. Really? You want a foreign nation to have this type of power over our president? And she willingly let the situation happen. Plus, at the very least, even if she is innocent of all those crimes, that there is no reasonable prosecutor that would try to prosecute her. There's enough other issues with her. This is from the Daily Caller, author Chuck Ross. They did FBI Director Comey obliterated these Hillary talking points. Okay? Talking point 1, that she lied on. Her emails were not classified. She told the world that they weren't classified multiple times, said that she never transmitted secure content over her email system. Well, the FBI director said that, yeah, she did mishandle things. So, she did send classified information. We knew this back in 2015 with the FOIA request that they were blacking out her emails because it contained secure information. For Pete's sake, we know that she's guilty of these charges. Talking point number 2, she returned all work-related emails. Well, we found out, and even he admitted, that there were emails missing, potentially destroyed. But even he added, there is no evidence of foul play in destruction of these emails. Well, again, she lied, or at the very least her lawyers lied, which ergo effectively means she did, because she hired these people to cover for her. Another talking point that Chuck Ross talks about, classified emails were not marked classified. Well, we know that one's a falsehood. That she said evidence mounted that she had sent and received classified information. She adopted a new defense that classified emails were not marked as such. Well, we found in the header several classified emails that were sent over her system. In fact, also, I believe they found out an email from a FOIA request that she told someone to remove the classification rating from an email so that they could send it over the server. I mean, come on, people. This farce is going on. This is now 3 times she's lied. Here's talking point number 4. She took security of her email system seriously. Now, in this one, unfortunately, you have to give her the benefit of a doubt because she's not an IT professional. Someone who does work with computers a lot in a daily basis, I know how techno-Neanderthal people can be. It drives me up the wall how techno-illiterate that the general population is. So one person's viewpoint that they're taking internet digital security seriously and what they're actually doing can be vastly different from each other. So I won't call this one a lie because even though I believe that she knowingly did this to avoid scrutiny and willingly stored emails on an unsecure system, again, knowingly, that's my accusation. I can't prove it. Yet I cannot hold this as an outright lie against her because I know how techno-illiterate people can be. But again, that's 3 times she's lied already. Now, continuing on with that, I believe there was a 5th. Yeah, that was the 5th. It was a security review, not a criminal investigation. These are the talking points that Chuck Ross has brought up that we really do need to hold her to the account for. She said that this was a security review. Well, I don't know, but when an FBI director says that they're not laying charges against her, that kind of makes me feel like there was a actual criminal investigation going on. Now, apparently they've decided not to go through with it, but an investigation of a criminal matter was conducted. So, that's 4 outright lies that we can pin on her for this whole email fiasco of hers. So, even though the FBI director has let her off the hook, which I can only imagine what he was either bribed or threatened with, the fact is the Republicans, and Trump especially, has got plenty of ammo to use against her. The Sanders people are up in arms, and I can't blame them. I don't particularly like some Sanders supporters, or particularly Sanders himself, but I can feel their pain. They felt lied, betrayed, screwed over by the system. And here's what Trump said about this. Bill Clinton didn't actually run into the Attorney General on the airport tarmac last week in Phoenix. Hillary Clinton didn't accidentally sneak into the FBI. Oh, I didn't hear this part. during one of the country's biggest holiday weekends to testify on her illegal activities. Ah, that's right, she was invited to give information about her case. Oh, yeah, to the FBI. I forgot about that. And continuing on with what Trump said, something that wouldn't be afforded to others under investigation, and on a Saturday of all days, it was no accident that charges were not recommended against Hillary the exact same day as President Obama campaigns with her for the first time. Well, that's the status of things. She gets off scot-free. We've got, again, Bradley Manning. Did he intentionally cause damage to the United States? In his mind, I doubt he did. Did General Petraeus intentionally desire to cause damage to the United States when he let his mess happen? I doubt he did. Under these arguments that the FBI has put forth, because she had no willful intention to cause harm to the United States, why is Chelsea Manning still in jail? Why was David Petraeus given a general court-martial and discharged for it? I mean, if this is the case, set Chelsea Manning free right now. Set, what is the correct term? Let General Petraeus off the hook for what it is. Give him his commission back. Give him all his money, lost wages back for it. Get rid of his felony charge on his record. You wouldn't do that for them, but for Hillary Clinton, we'll play these political games. At the very least, no one with half a brain understands what happened with the FBI Director James Comey. No one understands it. Everybody says, as I said, from Chuck Ross, she checked every box possible to be charged under the espionage rules that we have in place right now. She checked every single box, but they're letting her off scot-free. Not a single person looks at this and says, this was above board and fair. Not a single person can look at this and say, James Comey acted properly in the situation. This makes no legal sense whatsoever. It makes no moral sense whatsoever. Again, those two past examples. And again, I'm not a lawyer, so I might not be understanding some of the legal nuances that are involved in this process. I'm just an angry American who's tired of seeing my country screwed over by these people who have all of these backroom deals for each other that we're never afforded, the guys at the bottom who are actually trying to survive day to day, paycheck to paycheck, in hopes that one day, maybe if they're lucky, they can retire in one piece with some mental faculties and get to rest for a year or two of their life before they die of old age. But these people get to get away scot-free with crimes that boggle my mind, anybody being able to get away with. And even my folks say this isn't the first time they've had to live through the Clinton era, or the Clinton BS. Back when her husband was president, you had the mysterious death list, the mysterious disappearances of information, of FOIA requests. I'm not sure if FOIA was around that long ago. I do apologize for not doing my research on that. But you still had the mysterious deaths, everybody was accusing them of murder. In the past month, we've had illegal meetings with the DOJ head. We've got this fiasco, plus another guy who was supposed to be given testimony against Hillary Clinton, mysteriously dying of a gym accident when a barbell fell on his neck, crushing his throat. I mean, it's happening all over again. History repeats itself. Please, I'm a Trump supporter, but at the very least, vote for someone other than Hillary. At the very least, Sanders, because he can't be any worse than Hillary. Just because he's not maliciously trying to screw us over, it instantly means he's better than Hillary. Please, get out there this election season. Do not let this woman become president. Save us. Let America be great once again. And if you like this video and want to know when more videos become available, please hit the subscribe button. At the very least, please let others hear this video so they too can find out what garbage is being put out there in defense of Hillary Clinton. See what lengths they're going to cover for her ass so that she can become the president of the United States. Go out there. Go forth, my ex-army. Let the world know that we will not stand for Hillary. This is Mr. X signing off.